All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Taurus G2C. Now, this is your standard, budget-friendly polymer handgun. That being said, there's a lot of things I like about it, a lot of things I don't. But it holds personal value for me because this is actually my first concealed carry gun. And I didn't have a lot of money back then, so I needed something cheap, but something I knew that would work. Now, that being said, let's get into it. Now, it has a 3.2-inch barrel, which is about the average size for most subcompact handguns, a little bit longer in some cases. And the length of pull on the single action is atrocious. Is god awful. It's like half a mile long. The length of pull, it's ridiculous. And on double action, it is squishy. The whole thing is just squishy. It's squishy. So very squishy. And there's no, actually for me, at least I barely can tell, as far as the trigger is concerned, there's no distinct wall that you hit. It's just squishy, 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 bang. And the trigger reset on it is equally trash. You barely feel it, and you barely can. It's just, all of it's really squishy and a long length of pull. But that being said, it's a $300 handgun, and less in some places. So, it comes brand new with 3 mags, 12 round mags, so you can have 13 with 1 in the chamber. But the really only good thing I can say for a fact about this handgun is that its reliability. Taurus has came a long way in their handguns. That being said, when I got this, I was kind of sketchy about it because Taurus, they're not known. Let's put it that way. They're not known for well-made subcompact handguns. And I was proven really wrong really quick because I've ran white box, plus P, and a lot of steel case through this. And it is dirty. It is so dirty. I've cleaned it twice since I've had it in like 3 years. And I put maybe 700-ish rounds through it. I don't know. Under 1,000, above 500. But that being said, I have not once had a failure to feed or a jam or any failure due to this handgun itself. Now, I've had a couple, but that's with aftermarket magazines I bought. So that's nothing on this gun here. But for a $300 handgun that you can get under $300 in some places, it is reliable. As medium, I like to say medium ammo capacity for a subcompact. It's reliable and it's good. Now, it's a lot of training to it involved because it's not the trigger's, it's a shorter barrel. It's a trigger. The trigger's bad on it. The sights, they're let's say a lot left to be desired. But you can put a little cheap, O-light on here, and you got yourself a subcompact handgun, or just a handgun in general for self-defense. That will work. It may not be the fanciest, it may not be the best, it may not look the best, the trigger may be trash. But all in all that being said, is it works, and it works time after time again. And you want that in any handgun that you can find. Reliability is key. So, I'll end with this. If you were like myself, didn't have a lot of money, and you need a handgun that works, that's cheap, and it's not a high point, because high point, they just don't work. Taurus G2C is not a bad way to go, but you have to put a lot of rounds through it to get used to that trigger reset and that trigger work, and just due to the nature of subcompact handguns. You got to train with it. But all in all, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but it is reliable. And those are my thoughts on the Taurus G2C.